Most people start this cleaning business with the hopes of, hey, you know what? I'm going to get some freedom with this thing. And they end up tied to it. They end up becoming sucked into all the day-to-day and they never quite get themselves out. Or worse, they end up professional cleaners in their own business. That right there is what I'm gonna show you how to build this thing without the burnout. I'm also gonna get through this whole video with no edits. So if you need that sort of thing, that's not it. We're not even gonna do slides. We're gonna get right to it. All right. What's going on? MikeMak here, founder of AutomatedCleaningBusiness.com. I also wrote this new microbook, which I know some of you are on fire for it. I love you guys. It's almost done. Give me a little bit of grace, but it's the $5,000 client playbook, building a cleaning business you don't need vacation from, which is perfect. I'm glad you actually brought that up because that's what we're gonna be talking about here. All right, so Sharpie, some printing paper, and we're gonna get right to it. Let's talk about it. So why do so many people end up building a business, a cleaning business, in a way that it just puts them further from freedom, right? It almost like chains them to the business. Now, I can give you so many reasons why, but my favorite reason is just, it's kind of like a teepee. It comes down to the teepees. My team always talks about that. You always draw the teepees. Why do you draw the teepees? I draw the teepees to illustrate a point. And this point is the same thing I dealt with. When I started my second cleaning company, right, after the franchise, we were stacking up account after account. Like, we were off to a good start. I was feeling really, really good about it. I was feeling really positive about it. And the goal was to replace our 9-to-5 incomes. So we were able to do that pretty quickly with several accounts. The problem with that was the average customer size was paying us $700 a month. Now, that wasn't so much of a problem when it was my wife and I doing everything for the company, but when it was time to continue to grow, well, we couldn't. And why was that? Well, because we were capped. We were cleaning all night. We were cleaning all day and afternoon and all night. And during the day, we were growing the business. Now, it was working for a little while, but then we reached that point of like, we can't go anymore. Like, we need to figure this out. So we started to, let's say, hire cleaners. So the problem we ran into when we were hiring cleaners is that they didn't want these accounts. Like, why? Why would they shun our beautiful little teepees away? Well, the reason why they didn't want these accounts was because they were all spread out, right? So you had a bunch of accounts spread out everywhere. And so let's say, for the pay of what, maybe just paying by the hour for $1,000 to clean a bunch of accounts, it wasn't great. Another reason why it wasn't great is because a lot of these accounts are 1 day a week, 2 day a week. It's just tough to find great cleaners. And a lot of times I see people struggle. You can't find cleaners. Well, it's because the accounts you pick, or it's either they're too small or they're too spread out. That's really tough on a cleaner. So what needed to change for us was we needed less clients, right? And I know for us, I always had this fear of taking on larger clients because I thought that if you take on a larger client, what they're going to look for is going to be insane. Like, they're going to be so anal, they're going to be so over everything. And I was afraid of that because I have a bunch of small customers at this point, and it was the same thing. I mean, they were constantly be bringing up like, hey, you left these staples, or hey, you guys missed this, or hey, you missed that. And it's not to say it wasn't fair, but in the grand scheme of it, if 99% of the account is great, but there's a staple missing, it was frustrating as a business owner who was doing all the cleaning. But that all changed with our first account of the high ticket persuasion dealership. And I was happy and scared. I tell this story a lot because it's a powerful one. I thought that I was going to mess it up. I was going to blow it. And then little did I know, it turned out to be an excellent client. Why was it an excellent client? It's an excellent client just because it's less personal. It's so much more spread out. So at that point, that is when I started my wife and I, we were like, we're just going to target these customers. That's it. We're not going to target anyone else. And little did we know, the more clients we brought on of the high ticket persuasion, the easier things got. And the reason for that is, well, just simple math. We traded in all of our TPs, and then we started bringing on these like higher ticket contracts. And because of that, I mean, they were so easy to staff, because instead of sending one cleaner to, like 7 different locations, each locations, we were sending about 2 cleaners to. And it was happy. It was great for them. Why? Because these accounts were 5 days a week. They paid really well. You just went to one location and then you left. I mean, that was such a huge game changer. Now, I'm always talking about automation, and a lot of times people think automation, they're thinking in terms of, hey, what's your software stack? What softwares are you using? What are your automations? Tell me about Zapier. And I'm like, look, guys, all that stuff has its place, but you're not going to scale chaos. You're not going to automate chaos. This is the very reason why I hate the residential cleaning model. I don't like it at all. I think why most people like it is because you can turn on ads tonight and you can get phone calls tonight, whereas commercial, it's a bit more strategic. But I would tell you that that's a good thing. Why? Well, because you want the sales process to be longer. That means the customers actually stick, even when they're unhappy. So imagine if you're taking care of them. So for me, it comes down to this, right? When you want to build a business that you don't need a vacation from, you have to think about it like this. Let's say if the average customer is $500, right? Versus the high ticket route, right? Your average customer being $5,000 per month. Now, right there, what do you think is going to be the easier company to scale? Okay, well, let's say the goal was to get to, $10,000 a month, right? The goal is $10,000 per month. How many customers do you need at 5,000? You just need 2. And how many do you need at 500? Do you see what I'm saying? You need a lot more clients. And when you have to do things this way, it puts you in this position. I mean, just think about it, 20 customers to get to $10,000 a month versus 2 customers to get to $10,000 a month. I mean, that right there was my awakening. That right there, 20 customers, even though residential, that's 20 different sets of expectations. That's 20 different people to keep happy. It's 20 different people to think about. Whereas high ticket commercial, it's 2 of the right customers. Now, I always say it at all times, guys. Commercial, especially when you think about the high ticket commercial contract of $5,000 per month, it's very, very extremely valuable. And the reason why is because it's not going anywhere. It's going to be month in, month out. And then you could just book it, right? And then you times it times 12 because they're going to sign the 1-year contract, a 2-year contract. And what you're going to look at is one contract for your business being worth $60,000. $60,000 for one, versus for your residential client of, let's say, $500, it's going to be 10 times less. It is so difficult to build a company around smaller clients who pay more and still feel like you're in a prison. Still feel like, oh my goodness, I can't get free. I need that vacation time. So time in and time again, the people in my program, especially the ones who go the furthest, it's either I'm a complete beginner or it's I'm residential, I'm doing $20,000 per month. I have like 40 different customers. I have 40 different people to think about and I just can't breathe. And then the idea of, okay, the only way through is more money. So you need more customers. And you're like thinking to myself, I can't even think about bringing on more customers. And then you feel like you're in a rock, in a hard place. Well, that is the foundational piece. If you're serious about building this business, if you're serious about building in a way where you don't feel like you're burnt out, or you don't feel like, dude, I just traded in one job for another job. If you're serious about that, then high ticket commercial is the only way. I'm always talking about it. I've been like one of the only people in this industry talking about this forever. Well, as far as like on YouTube is concerned. And it's because it's true. I want people to have freedom. I want people to build a business that you're proud of. Okay, it doesn't mean every client has to be $5,000 per month, by the way. There's nothing wrong with getting your first couple of clients under your belt for $1,000, $2,000. That's beautiful. But let those clients fund your marketing to get high ticket clients. All right. So that right there is going to be your biggest change. Now, are there other things? Yeah, for sure. I mean, then it becomes like, how are you hiring? If you're hiring, which I'll do that in a whole other video. I don't want to go into a hiring spiel right now, but your hiring and your automation systems are going to be so much more simpler if your average ticket size is $5,000 per month. Because then you just have to think about it yourself right now. Then you just reverse engineer what you want to make. If you want to make $10,000 a month, well, you're like 4 or 5 yeses away. 4 or 5 people. There's hundreds of people, right? There's hundreds of offices in your area, probably within a 25-minute radius for most people. Hundreds. And you need 5. You need 5 of the right ones to say yes to you. It's an insane proposition. It sounds kind of crazy. It sounds internet guru, but it's not. It's a frame. It's a way you look at it. And that right there has served me so well. And it's what I always work on my clients on. So if you are in a position where you're just like, dude, I want to do this. I'm ready to go. I need those 5 yeses. I just need to know what to do, what to say, when to say it, how to say it. And you're interested in working with me and my team, we'll help you do it all. We'll walk you through every step of the way. We'll walk you through every step of the game. We'll help you do it. All right. So if you're interested in that, book a chat, talk with my team, see if it makes sense to work together. If not, worst case scenario, at least you have a clear game plan leaving that call of knowing what your next steps ought to be. Because if you want to build freedom with this business, in my mind, right? You can disagree, but in my mind, in my experience over the last decade, it is high ticket or, what am I going to say? Bust, baby. High ticket or bust. If you're like, Mike, I need more YouTube University though. No problem. Watch this video right here. It's going to show you what to do.